Hello and welcome to Talking Wrestling with Palm Water Dave. I am your host, Palm Water Dave. Joined with me, as always, is the First Lady of the Sid Vicious Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hello, hello.
And joining us tonight is a man that on 3 occasions has held the MPX Championship. He's a Grand Slam champion in MPX. And on March 16th, he will be defending his title against the winner of their Rumble, Aaron Eagle. Please welcome to the show, the Tommy Becker.
Oh, thank you for having me. Happy to be here. It's an exciting time for MPX and Texas wrestling as a whole. So excited to talk about it.
Yeah, that's a great trailer that we just watched.
Oh, excellent. I got chills watching it. I'm so excited for MPX. MPX is a promotion that's dear to my heart. A lot of people there that were in PCW with me when I started. So I'm really excited to see y'all getting out of your own building. And the Epic is a palace.
Yes, it is. This past weekend, Wrestling Revolver was at the Epic. They pulled in 1,000 plus, and we're aiming for that at MPX, and it's looking good so far. So
I think Texas wrestling is as hot as it's ever been.
Agreed.
And it's all quality. It's all quality. You've been there. You're in your 7th year now, aren't you?
Yep. 2017 is when I started. That's where I started training, and it's crazy to see the turn of events that have led to the interest level that MPX is at right now, to where we are, hitting standing room only at the current building, and is forcing us to go to an even bigger building for Destiny. So it's been great to see.
Is this the first time that y'all stepped out of your building?
Yes. They were, when MPX started, they were at another building that I never was at, and then
you're lucky you didn't have to move all the gym equipment.
They made sure I knew that every single time after a show is done. You don't have to take the ring down or anything like that. They made sure I knew that. But yeah, it's so we've been at this building for since I've started, so 7 years, and this is the first time that they've stepped out to a different building, and it's crazy to see. So it's really
swinging
cool.
For the bleachers on it. It like I said, I've been gone from the Metroplex for 13 years, so I wasn't familiar with the Epic. And the first thing I thought in Grand Prairie, had they changed the name of the concert hall, and so I went looking, and that's when I saw what an incredible facility it is.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I mean, I've been there twice for Wrestling Revolver. Every time they've come down to Texas, they've gone through the Epic, and it is as professional as you can get on this level, and it's a beautiful venue, and it's amazing, and so I can't wait.
If I wasn't already booked for the 16th here in Vicksburg, I'd make the trip to check it out for sure.
Yeah.
I keep saying I'm going to make it to MPX, and now I'm embarrassed to find out that they've been there 7 years and I have yet to be to the new building.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to think, because I went to a Mississippi show once. I faced Bear Brown. Well, I'm trying to remember. Were you the ref in that match? I don't know if you were.
No, I was
okay.
I had the main event that night. Y'all were the semi.
Okay. Yes, I remember you. I didn't know if you had my match or not, but I'm trying to think. That might have been the only time that you and I were on the same show. I don't.
We did the one at the Ridgely in Fort Worth.
Okay.
In 2022, right before WrestleMania.
Okay.
That marathon show we had there.
Yeah, that went on forever.
Yeah, I know. All I refereed was the main event. I was there from 1 o'clock until almost midnight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are sometimes rough.
Hey, it was great though, because I got to see so many people I hadn't seen in a long time, and that got inducted into the Southern Wrestling Hall of Fame. So
Wow.
and I hadn't worked with Eagle since his first run. So
Right.
for him to be back and I got to referee for him that night was well worth staying up late for.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good day. Yeah.
So you said
we've
you started.
Our paths crossed twice now.
So,
No, I was just going to say. So you said you started training in 2017. Is that correct?
yeah, it was late 2016, and then so pretty much 2017. That's when I really started having my first matches and stuff like that. And that was yep.
Did you go through the school there at MPX?
Yeah, that was MPX. At the time, the trainer was Stephen Kirby, and that's, I mean, as good of a trainer as you can have. And I besides some stints in, I went to some classes in Philadelphia, and this is really the only place I've trained. And because they bring in so many different levels of experience for other people to train, and so that's what's beautiful about it. And it's really the true reason that I've been able to achieve a level of success so far has been the basis of MPX's training. So
awesome. Did you always want to be a wrestler?
I believe so. I mean, so my whole life I was on skates at like 3 years old. I was a hockey player.
Okay.
My dad was a hockey player. My grandfather played hockey, which is weird to hear that in Texas. But
no, do you ever listen to Dave talk about the Dallas Stars?
Oh, you're a big fan, or?
Oh yeah, my kid. When I say that the not going to Stars games is what I miss most about not living in Texas, my kids take great offense to that.
Yeah, so I've been a hockey guy since birth, pretty much, and around, I want to say I was 11 is when I really first saw wrestling, and
who'd you see?
There was just a switch in me.
I
instantly.
Who do you see at 11 that made you switch?
It was a random episode of Monday Night Raw. There wasn't any specific thing that caught my attention. It was just this thing I just needed to know more about. And after that, I just became addicted. And at that point, everything was about wrestling. And I was still playing hockey, and I wanted to see how far that could take me. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I think I need to be a wrestler.
Really?
And so that was kind of the mentality, is like my body was playing hockey, but my mind and my heart was really with wrestling. And so that was kind of the disconnect there for a while. And
so
then,
because you're young, I feel like I'm okay to ask, what year would that have been? When you were 11, what year was this?
That would have been 2007.
I knew he was going to say something in the 2000s. I knew it. So you were probably like Randy Orton kind of, like he would have been there, right?
Yeah, Randy Orton. The big one was Edge.
Okay.
Which, I'm glad to hear all the time that people always say, like, some of my facial expressions in the ring reminds them of Edge.
Cool.
And
yeah.
so I take that.
You coming through the smoke on that trailer is definitely an Edge vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely the big guy right there, is Edge for me. And then, once I started watching more and more, not just live, but I would go back and try and study the history. My favorite was Macho Man.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, just everything he did was the most important thing. His intensity, his urgency, everything about him, I couldn't keep my eyes off. And so that's probably, in watching everything, that's my all-time favorite, is probably Randy Savage.
I almost wore his shirt tonight, but I went with
Oh.
Tony Gunn. I went with Tony Gunn's shirt because I was like, I haven't worn that shirt in a little bit, but I was this close to wearing my Macho Man. He is up here. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, I see him. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
And
I need to circle back to this hockey real quick.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
Yep. Dallas my whole life. Yep.
So I know that the hockey wasn't available when I was a kid.
Right.
I mean, it came 30 years. In '93 is when we got it, and then the Stars developed the Dr. Pepper Star Centers.
Yep.
And youth hockey and it's huge now. But
Yep.
you said that your dad and your grandpa played.
In '93.
That's why I was asking.
Close.
Take that in, Dave.
Not
Wasn't
95.
even born.
Yeah, 95.
Not even born.
But when you said his dad and his granddad played, I knew that. Well, wait now, doing the math. That's why I was wondering if you grew up in the area.
Yeah. I couldn't think of any of the rinks that like my dad played at. I want to say one was like the Palace or whatever, but that sounds made up. I don't. But yeah, he traveled a lot too, because I traveled a lot playing hockey, even starting at 6. They were traveling because there's just no other teams to play against in here. So, and my dad went to a famous tournament in Quebec. It's like a Quebec Pee Wee tournament. It was when he was 12, and he actually played against Wayne Gretzky in that tournament. And to this day, he has not told me the final score of that game. But as you can imagine, it was probably not pretty. And so that I don't know where I think it was like mainly like Richardson area. And then I lived in Allen, but I would play in kind of like Valley Ranch, kind of that area. There's some rinks in Plano and like kind of just sprinkled all over. But yeah, a lot of it was just traveling. And I mean, I would travel. It's 6 to 10 times a school year, which is crazy for, kids in school. Probably shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, that was just what we did. And I don't know if they still do it, but.
Well, did you find that being conditioned to play hockey made the transition to becoming a wrestler? I know that nothing prepares you for getting in the ring. Running in the ring is different than there's not wind sprints. Football players, football, baseball, all that does not translate
right
smoothly into wrestling. But I truly believe hockey players are the greatest athletes in the world because they don't slow down, and that uniform gets heavier as the game goes on. All those pads, all that uniform, and then when it gets wet, it's heavier. Mm-hmm. So I'm just wondering, as a hockey player, how was your transition to getting into the ring?
I would agree with you. I think that was probably the best sport, and I think it is the best sport you probably could do if you are looking to be a wrestler. I mean, I think amateur wrestling is probably a pretty good avenue to take too. But yeah, hockey is just the conditioning. You have to be on another level. And I mean, I played center in hockey, and so that probably is the most conditioned position in that sport. And so going into wrestling, I truly believe that's one of the best sports you can play, because you hear all the time with wrestling, like it's an upper body business, but the underrated part of it is your legs, and conditioning your legs to go throughout a 10-minute match, 15, 20-minute match. I think hockey players have, the most conditioned legs possible in any athletic endeavor. I'm sure track is another one. But with hockey, it's just like every part is well conditioned. Football is kind of just like, big, strong, tough. and hockey is, you need to be big and strong too, but it's kind of like a little jazz thrown into it's a little creativity and all that. And so,
well, and you're expected to go forwards and backwards. I think that's I think that's the most impressive part. I mean, like you said,
they hit the ice and then they go hard for 30 seconds to a minute. And in the wrestling ring, you're 0 to 60.
Right.
And then and it kind of stops and starts and stops. And I know that when I was training, that first thing I ever did was just get the trash can and get it close to the ring for when I threw up, because it was going to happen.
Yes.
I thought you were going to get the AED ready. That's not the first thing you did, like like to shock your heart back into rhythm.
Hey, I was not old when I trained. It was they didn't. My wife just said they didn't have those back then.
They didn't have. That was a new invention. That's another one of those things
that's cold.
I thought they were. I mean, I'm glad Stephanie told us that they weren't invented yet. I thought maybe they were been around.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how did you win that championship? You're the champion, right?
Yep, I'm currently the MPX champion for a third time. Let's see, this past one, I won it, I want to say in December, against Kari Wright. That was in a submission match, in which, that's right up my alley. And I put on the ankle lock. Yep, and I won it for the third time.
Why did you all have to make it a submission? Like, why did you have to make it a submission match? Was like people interfering and all that stuff, or like, why did you make it that?
He's got this group, the TWC. I don't even know what it stands for anymore, but it's it's
what's the name of their group?
7 people involved, and
oh my,
they always get involved. You got to expect that. And then we had about 3 or 4 matches up until that point, and the GM, who some might say played in my favor, used to be my manager. Okay, but
okay, Tommy.
Hey, hey, it was his decision, okay? And he
who's the GM
match, which again is right up my alley. I use the ankle lock as the finish, and
is that kind of a signature move of yours? Is the ankle lock? Okay.
My current finish, and it's because I broke my ankle about 3 years ago, and so that was kind of the genesis behind that. And I broke mine. Now it's time for me to break everyone else's.
Oh.
And I've been using it ever since.
Okay. So that's what won the match for you. So, but you're not facing him. You're facing Aaron Eagle.
Yeah.
Who won a Rumble? Is that what you said, Dave?
Yes.
So, when did that Rumble take place?
Just recently.
Yeah, that was not too long ago. A couple weeks ago, 3-4 early February.
And so the winner, like that was the prize that they get to meet you March 16th for the title.
Yep.
Is he is Aaron Eagle, does he have a buddies? Does he have a faction that we have to worry about?
So he calls himself the hero. He thinks he's the hero of the people, of everyone else. And
Lord, he's another one of those what is it, the boys? What's the Highlander? No. What's his name? Homelander. He like Homelander?
No.
Oh, okay.
So he just recently picked up a sidekick for his hero, and
like a Robin.
Right? Yeah, you could say that.
Robin. Okay.
Yeah. So he's got one other person by his side. It's not a group, but
he's got one other problems, Tommy.
Yeah, he has been causing problems, but it's all right. This past summer, I broke his ankle in a ladder, and took his MPX Addicts title away from him in a ladder match. So
So he may be a little bitter about that. Is that what we're thinking? Maybe.
I would say he's always been bitter. He's a bitter guy.
You need a friend. You have a friend that can help you. Watches your back.
It's been my experience with Aaron Eagle that he gets testy when things don't go his way.
Oh, see,
It's Eagle's world, and you don't need to do anything to disrupt it.
Nice. That is like Homelander.
I guess so.
Yeah,
Think about it.
Yeah, I would have friends. I had a friend. He retired,
Oh,
and so the issue is, over the past 2 years, I've been breaking everyone's ankles, and
yeah,
so
kind of hard to be your friend there, Tommy. I don't
and
know
so
if anybody
I don't
told you
think
that
there's a lot of people in the locker room lining up to
to help
to
you
help me
out.
out. I might be on my own, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay being
You've
alone.
defended the title before, so you can do it, right?
Absolutely.
You've slapped his friend around, Robin, around a couple of times. So
Oh,
I mean,
I slapped Robin.
how
Yeah,
to
yeah.
handle it.
Let me ask you first: who's the general manager of MPX?
Jamie Aller.
Oh goodness! And so you had him as a manager.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm guessing when he was your manager, that didn't anybody like y'all that well. Y'all weren't
Oh
well
no,
liked.
no.
Well, he's breaking everybody's ankles. I
Let me
bet
tell you about
nobody
Jamie
likes him
Aller.
now.
Let me tell you about Jamie Aller.
Yes.
Okay.
When I started refereeing, he was manager,
Mhm.
and he would reach in the ring and he would untie my shoes. He's always screwing with me.
That sounds like
Fast forward when I'm Dr. Phil D. Payne and I'm managing the medics.
Yeah.
He's the referee one night when we're wrestling Genesis.
So y'all kind of do the switcheroo there.
So I reach in the ring, I'm going to untie his shoes.
Yeah.
Velcro.
Of course. He's a
He
smart.
had Velcro laces. So Jamie Aller's always one step ahead of everybody.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh yes.
But he's the GM, so he's kind of sanctioned this match. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now,
Yep.
the Addicts title that you won.
Yeah.
Is the Addicts title still like so many defenses and you can cash it in for a title shot?
That was the MPX Prospects title.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but it was a really cool concept. Yeah.
Okay.
You would win the title, and then if you defended it 4 times, it turns into like a Money in the Bank type of situation.
I confused it with the Addicts title.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a cool concept. They kind of give you something to
Oh, it
fight
has
for.
medallions on it that you could remove one each defense.
Yeah.
I like
They've stuck on the plate. It's a really cool belt.
Yeah. It's cool concept. It's I don't think they're doing it anymore, but yeah, that's the Prospect title.
Okay.
Well, COVID, I feel like we're still even now, still getting into the swing of things and really things getting back to normal after COVID. I feel like a lot of stuff stopped. I'm not saying that's exactly when that might have stopped, but I feel like, everybody had to really improvise during those empty arena days. And so that might have been one of those that maybe got, off to the wayside. But so you're going to have this, you're going to defend your title. You're probably going to win. Aaron Eagle and Batman and Robin, I don't think they're going to do it. I have a good feeling about this. You're going to win. What does 2024 look like for you, Tommy? What do you think is going to happen? What do you want to happen in 2024?
I just want to make a bigger name for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go on a run that people remember, that people will look at and be like, this guy can be the face of any company, of any promotion. And, match after match, I think I'm going to prove that I'm one of the best out there, one of the best unsigned talents, and, hopefully one day one of the best signed talents. And that's going to start with this year and this title run, and me truly making a name for myself. And I think that's going to come to a head this upcoming year.
Awesome. So Sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I've noted that you've been all over Texas. You've been to Mississippi. Been to Georgia?
Yes. Yeah, Atlanta. Yep.
To Atlanta. Any place else that you've been? You're planning to go this year? You're going to get out more?
Yep. I definitely plan on traveling more. Let's see. I been to Wisconsin. Went up to.
Who'd you go to Wisconsin?
I don't remember. It was Silas Young's promotion.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of the promotion off the top of my mind. This was, yeah, a lot of the traveling around the country was definitely COVID. And
I got you.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. His last name is Hero. Cal Hero. I'm trying to think.
Chris
Hero.
No, that let me look it up. But he has
Right.
I'm sorry. He has a promotion in Wisconsin. That's why I was asking about that. David Hero.
I think I heard that right,
Herro.
Okay.
His son wrestles in OVW. I'm giving y'all a little history here. And he has, what is it called? Great Lakes Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
And it's in Wisconsin. Let me see.
So I know that you had the opportunity to wrestle for Impact when they were there in Arlington.
Yep.
Have you had opportunity to do anything as an extra for WWE or AEW Ring of Honor yet?
Yeah, I've been an extra for both WWE and AEW. But the only match I've had was that Impact match, which that was, I think, early 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Again, right before the
pandemic.
Down. So yeah, that's the only match I had for one of those companies. But yeah, I've been extras for both AEW and WWE, which they were both great experiences.
I bet. So when you're an extra, are you like maybe security or like whatever they need you to be, or did you actually have like a dark match? What? As much as you can say, because I know sometimes you can't say a whole,
Yeah, it just depends on that day. There might be a big brawl happening, and you have to be security.
Gotcha.
I didn't get to do that, but
you could be a paramedic or just someone in the background that gets
literally anything. There's people who do talking segments, and they're like lawyers or something like that. Whatever segment they need, you do, and then hopefully the ultimate goal is a match, right? A dark match or anything like that. Really, you want like a tryout match, and they sometimes do those before doors open or something like that. We didn't get to do it when I was there, but yeah, that's the goal.
I think those are great opportunities, though.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I mean, you look at Barrett. Barrett's he's wrestled on television. Barrett's been put through a table by the Dudleys at the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's been chunked halfway across the backstage area by Braun Strowman.
Yep.
But when Barrett's on the radar, and famously, when WWE did Insurrection over there in Great Britain, Sheamus and Wade Barrett came down as security to throw Shawn Michaels and Triple H out.
Right.
So, I mean, those two guys, in 2005, I believe it was a year, but when because we just happened to watch it back, and I'm like, that's Sheamus and Wade Barrett. So, doing that kind of stuff will get you on their radar. And when I got started, BJ Turner told me all you need is to be in the right place at the right time with the right set of eyes, and the right set of eyes hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you look at this Thursday on Ring of Honor, Exodus Prime is going to be on there. And, that comes out of him doing those types of matches where he's in there with Wardlow, and Wardlow, you know what Wardlow does. And so
Yeah.
I'd like to be in a match.
That comes out of those types of matches, and you do a good job there, you get more opportunities, and it's just one after the other. And he's got a chance on Thursday on Ring of Honor, and so that's the goal. That's how you do it. That's where I want to be, and yeah.
So why are you the Tommy Becker? Where's the come from?
I used to, when I first started, I would, on my entrance, and I was just trying to say anything to get people to react to me. I would just be like, "Oh, you love the Becker. You love it. You love the Becker." And
I love it.
I mean, I had no like thought beforehand to do that. It just, that's what I say. So,
Okay.
and then I show up one day, and on the sheet it just says the Tommy Becker, and I'm just, okay. So I go with
Did Richard
that.
Hill write that sheet?
You know what, he did. And it's stuck ever since, and it's turned into a thing where it's it's an aura thing. I walk out, and when my music hits, when you see me for the first time, like this isn't a typical guy named Tommy. This is the guy right here.
The Thomas,
Yeah.
Tommy Becker.
The Tommy
I got you.
Becker.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I asked. I did not know. I like that.
I noticed that you've been the tag champions on 7 different occasions. So you spent a lot of your time over the last 7 years tagging.
Yeah.
How do you like? Is it you enjoy both, or have you enjoyed your single success more?
Yeah.
Since you've been incredibly successful as a tag team wrestler.
Yeah, that's when I first started, no thought came into my head about being a tag team wrestler. Like, I came into this to be a singles guy. And there's a guy by the name of Ryan Remington who started training a few months after me, and we hit it off right away, and we had great chemistry, and they decided to put us together on a random show, and it just clicked. And Jamie Aller was out of wrestling. Like, he was done with wrestling. He just happened to show up on that one show, and he saw us together, and he decided, like, I need to manage these guys. Like, I need to come back. Like, these guys look really good together. And he decided to be our manager, and that went on for almost like 4 or 5 years. I was pretty much doing exclusive tag team, and then around 2021, I want to say, he decided to retire. Ryan did, and that was around the time I got a big injury, and so.
Is that your ankle?
Yep, that was my ankle, and I missed like 7-8 months, and I came back, and I've been single guy ever since.
So he was kind of the Christian to your Edge.
Well,
no.
I mean, I love Christian too, so I.
Well, I'm just saying, he was very big into Edge and had some mannerisms.
Yeah.
I've never met him, so I have no idea what he looks like, or I just,
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's Edge and Christian were a fabulous tag team.
Yes. Yep. So that's but yeah, now I'm a singles guy, and that's my focus, and I'm loving it. And so.
Well, you're the champion. I bet you are loving it. I'd be loving it too, right?
Yeah.
Dave, do you ever win any championship belts?
No.
No?
I managed a tag team that won the championship belts.
The Medics?
Oh, there you go.
The Medics, and
I was going to say.
And
they didn't give you like a little manager belt to go with it?
No, they don't do that. No, they let me hold the belts because I'm a big boy.
Oh.
Yes.
And hey, we're still the champions. We hadn't defended them in years, but that's not important anymore. So I think we're well over 3,000 days.
Is that a record? That's probably a record, right? By now?
I'll get back to you on how many days running that is. We just had an anniversary. I think it's the. As a matter of fact, we got those belts from Robert Evans and Matt Palmer.
Oh.
Actually, Gigolo James Johnson was filling in for Robert Evans that night. No, filling in for Palmer that night.
Oh. Wow.
So you beat a team that really was not even the real team. There was a fill-in.
Yeah.
And you're okay. Well, that's the claim that. And so you're okay. And so you won.
Palmer knew that he didn't want to do the job, so he didn't come that night.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's smart.
That's
how I'm going to tell the story.
Boss here or whatever.
My guys got their hand raised at the end of the night, so that's all that mattered.
I mean, it doesn't matter if they had to, go find somebody because the other ones couldn't.
Hey, we cheated too. How about that?
You were the manager. I have no doubt y'all were cheating. All this kind shoes and all that mess.
And the referee didn't catch me, unlike you when you were a manager.
I managed.
Tommy, she had opportunity, kind of like they did like a fantasy camp type situation last year, and she got to be a manager. And
I did.
When I tell you, I'm still getting the dirt off my neck from where she buried me.
Oh,
I was the referee for that match, and
wow.
It was.
Tommy, you've heard his story. I mean, come on. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I did get to manage Adam Jacobs. I don't know if you know him. He's more in Georgia at Primetime Wrestling. He's the tag team champion, one half of it. And we wrestled Ray Fury. And I don't know if you're familiar with him out of BIW. And
I've heard of him. Yep.
It was one of the best weekends I've ever had. Getting to have it was like a fantasy camp we got to put together. I got to be a manager. It was great. So
buried the ref though.
I did not bury the ref.
Deep.
That's the worst.
Hey, anyway, no, I love to give her a hard time about it. But I noticed on the video that Angel Camacho was featured in that video.
Yeah.
That was Angel? Okay. I thought that was, but I wasn't positive.
Yeah. 460 pounds of romping, stomping graveyard destruction. And he kind of stands out a little bit, Amy.
Well, I honestly thought, and I guess that's what I was thinking. I'm like, is that Angel? And yeah, you're right. He's very, very distinguishable, but I wasn't thinking he would be in Texas, I guess.
So I see Angel's there. Is the rest of the Camacho family with him there at MPX?
I know Onyx is actually here this weekend. He's here a lot. Oh man, I'm trying to think. There's so many members at this point. I'm trying to remember them all.
I got to work with them, and I got to work with them in Ocean Springs a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if he's going to be breathing down your neck for a title shot.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Angel and I have actually never had a match. We've never been in any type of match together. And
you've seen him, right, Tommy? Like you need
yes.
Keep that, and I like Angel, but you don't need to get in the ring with him like that. That's a large man and mean. He can be mean. So
you know what? He can. I mean, I could be mean too. I know there's a size difference, but I'll break his ankle too.
Tommy learned a lot from Jamie Aller. I bet you that he can give it as good as he can take it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I guess just like I said, you have Angel chopped Pond Water, Dave, like just smacked the crap out of him for no reason. No, just kidding.
No reason. Wow.
No reason. Well, because he's Pond Water. I think that's really
what he knocked me out once too.
Flipped him, made them do like a big loop.
They woke me up to see that it was a first blood match. The Nightmare Jeremiah picked me up and turned me so I could see that Bam Bam Malone was bleeding, and then put me back down.
Oh my god!
So just beware.
So who else? Who else are your top contenders at MPX for the championship?
So yeah, obviously right now Aaron Eagle is the number one contender. Corey Wright, the guy I beat for the title, he's always going to be around.
True.
Exodus Prime is always going to be around there. And then, Chandler Hopkins is another name he's been at MPX more and more recently. And, Tatum Manning, who held the title for, I want to say, almost a year straight. I want to say, yeah, close to a year straight. And he's always going to be around the title hunt. And then anyone else who thinks they're a name on the independent scene can come check it out and see what the MPX title is about and see what I'm about.
Ooh.
So, hey.
Like a personal call, don't you think? Like, come here, right? I like it.
Open invitation.
Anybody that wants to be anybody shows up at MPX at some point.
Well, I'm telling you, Tommy, we have a lot of independent wrestlers that watch us and been on our show. So, I mean, you might be getting some emails and some text messages from some, you just never know who might show up, right?
That's fine with me. I invite that. I bring that on. I love competition. Yeah.
When Palmer was here, he called it. When Palmer was here, he called it Texas Strong Style.
Oh.
And us old people just call it wrestling.
Yeah. Wrestling, yeah.
But it's very physical in Texas.
Oh yeah, Tommy. Heather has a great comment. She's saying, "What finisher would you hit Dave with for subscribers?" That's the reason why Angel Camacho smacked.
Oh, come on,
Dave.
Y'all, stop it.
And I don't know if you're familiar with Vladimir Koloff out of AWA in Alabama.
I think I've heard the name. Yep.
He did a cannonball. Dave took a cannonball.
Wow.
As an elderly man, as we heard on the video. And Angel Camacho, I think
for subscription goals, we've kind of been doing some I say we, like that's the Queen's we, because these guys ain't helping. They're not doing anything.
Tommy, nobody wants to see anything happen. They're all like, yeah, what could happen to Dave?
Right.
That's what they want. So like maybe 450, like would you break his ankle?
No.
No, oh, you say no. Oh.
No.
Yeah, so
let me tell you why where the Tommy Becker got disqualified from helping us out in any way, shape, form, or fashion on subscription goals. Because when I heard that his finisher was the ankle lock, I went to a basketball game this weekend and just stomping on the stands like that because we're getting loud because it's championship game for the defense.
Mm-hmm.
I only could do that for like 2 or 3 minutes, and my knees and my ankles, I've been in great discomfort since Saturday.
You're trying to tell us your feet touch the ground?
Oh.
Start there.
Oh.
No, I mean, I'll tell you, I have this thing where I have your body on the apron and I place your leg between the two ropes in the corner and I charge the other side. Well, before I asked the audience, do you want me to break their ankle? And of course they go crazy. Yes, break his ankle, which is insane. But hey, whatever. I charge the other side, I charge back, and I give it a big kick while your ankle's trapped. And then I put the ankle lock on. So I'm thinking maybe we can do that.
Yeah.
See, I'm tapping while you're setting me up.
I think that sounds great for 600 subscribers.
No, I got to draw the line somewhere because I kind of need to walk.
Wow,
it's important to my effort to draw an income.
It's about the subscribers.
Yeah,
that's right.
You got to sacrifice.
The more subscribers, the better off we are. I don't understand.
It'll be time to sunset the show if I've got to start messing with my ankles.
What does your Medicare not? It's not going to cover that. I don't understand.
I don't know.
Your AARP, they'll say no. We'll look into it, Tommy. We'll look into it. We'll get back with you. We'll
I appreciate the enthusiasm.
All up
Yeah.
to,
Yes.
But our audience is the one who said the favorite segment is what finisher would you hit Dave with for subscribers? That was the audience. That was not me. I just read it. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying we should give the audience what they want.
Well, I mean,
right?
it's nice to take suggestions, and I have to shoot them down with much respect to the Tommy Becker.
I bet the Tommy Becker has other. I bet you could do all kinds of stuff.
My ankles would hurt. My ankles would hurt with him looking at them.
Well, maybe he could do something else. Do you suplex? Do you do anything fun like that?
Yeah, suplexes, a bunch of kicks.
Kicks are good.
Do a little frog splash.
Oh, frog splash. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All sorts of things. All sorts of things.
We're going to put you on the list, Tommy. We'll let you know. How about that? When we get closer?
That sounds great. Yeah.
Well, they're saying for 1,000, I've got to take a cannonball from Angel Camacho and Vladimir Koloff. So I'm telling you, at 950, I'm shutting this whole thing down.
Wow.
I think people just want to see Angel do a cannonball. That's going to be.
I've seen Angel do a cannonball.
Have you?
Yes.
Man, you're right. I would not want to be on the receiving end of that.
I don't.
And I wouldn't, because they don't want to see me squash. They want to see you squash. But anyway, we could let Justin do it because he's not here. Tommy could give. Why can't Tommy do that to Justin?
I'm all for it.
We have another member of our team, but he's a ref. And
he's a basketball ref. That's why he's not here. We're basketball widows right now.
Yeah. So we know. So okay, let's sign Justin up for that. He can take it.
Yeah, there we go.
I think that's
better than that lame trying to eat mayonnaise at 500 subscribers that he's.
I don't know though, because he gags every time we talk about it. It's probably be funny.
As long as I can break an ankle, I'll be happy.
Awesome.
Well, we've gone off the rails here.
I better say, Tommy's like, I'm ready to go with these crazy people.
Oh.
Well, Tommy, we thank you for your time tonight. We're glad you came on. The door's always open if you ever want to come back on, promote anything that you got going on. That's the battle cry of our show, is that we support independent wrestling. March 16th at the Epic in Grand Prairie. You can get your tickets at mpxwrestling.com. I recommend you go out of your way to go see this.
Where is that? Where is Grand Prairie?
Between Dallas and Arlington.
Okay,
yeah.
So between Dallas and Arlington.
Yeah. If you leave Dallas and you get to Six Flags and the Cowboy Stadium, you've gone too far.
Okay. So we have a lot of Texas fans. You all, this is a show. If you saw the trailer when we first started, it's going to be a really great show. It looks well. And you got Trey Miguel's going to be there.
Yep. TNA star Trey Miguel. Don't have an opponent announced yet for him, but it's Trey Miguel. What else do you need?
Exactly. No kidding. Let's hear it for Trey Miguel. And there's Angel looking menacing.
Yep. And then there's Aaron Eagle doing his stupid pose on that right side.
Bless his heart. That does look stupid. I'll give you that.
Hey, you know he's going to be here in 2 weeks, right? Right, Amy?
Yes, I do. But I'm befriended Tommy here. That is
I respect it, but I already know you're going to throw me under the bus for all this trash talk that you've done about him.
Well, how have I trash talked him? He
knows where I live.
A friend, and he says he's a hero. Batman is a hero. He has a sidekick. That would be Robin.
Okay.
I didn't say he was like, what is a merman and what are they? I didn't say he was off SpongeBob. What's their names? Something boy and merman. Merman and anyway. Just ignore me.
I don't even know.
I'm gonna tell you what, this is first class though. Whoever did the trailer for y'all, whoever did your video work.
Yeah, I'll say it's Nick Caldwell. He's a former ref and now he is the manager of the TWC, the evil corporation that runs at MPX. So
is he related to Bump? Bump Caldwell?
I'm gonna guess no.
Okay, because Bump was a referee when I was there. So,
but Nick does all the graphics and the video, and he's an extremely talented individual, and so
definitely
that's what you're looking at right now. Is his work.
Yeah, I agree. It is very well done, and it really helps pop the event quite well.
And the action in the ring will be second to none. I watch a lot of what MPX does online when I can. I'm always checking out the video clips, trying to keep up with what's going on there. It is the premier wrestling promotion in Texas, one of the tippy top promotions. Their school, can't recommend it enough. I mean, you got Athena there. And her experience alone with television wrestling makes their school superior, because knowing there's a big, huge difference in television wrestling and arena wrestling, or just
Sure.
house show wrestling. I mean, it's a different world, and when you show up TV and you don't know all that stuff, it's a culture shock. So MPX is a great destination if you're wanting to get into the business. It's a great destination if you're just a wrestling fan that wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't waste your money when you buy a ticket for MPX.
And like you were saying, Tommy, that makes you more desirable out there because you do have that, knowledge of television. Like you said, it is very different. And by having this school and having this production go on, you know how to work in a lot of different arenas. And so I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, that's been a massive factor in my success the last year and a half, 2 years, is when Athena took over the training at MPX,
Mm-hmm.
and really started to teach me the TV style, and just the little tiniest details about camera work is just par none the most. I mean, I can't even describe to you the tiniest details that she teaches us. It's amazing. And
that little bit gives you that edge. And and that's I mean, that could be that little thing that you knew to do because she taught you could be the reason why you get, a next call or whatever, So that's wonderful. That's awesome that that's going on there.
Mhm.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in your title defense against Iron Eagle, and safe travels down. And we hope the sky's the limit for you, sir.
Definitely.
This was
Looking forward to your 2024. How about that?
oh, thank you. This was a lot of fun. And so
we thank you for coming on tonight.
Yep.
And like I said, the door's open if you ever want to come back again.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Fun.
Ladies
Thanks.
and gentlemen, the Tommy Becker, MPX heavyweight champion.
Yay!
All right, y'all. How about that?
That's awesome.
Great.
I mean, again, that production was really fabulous.
Great guy.
Like that trailer. That was very good.
I'm going to show it again.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely worth it.
Love it. Love it. Haps you up. What a great promotional video for a trailer for that show. And it's funny that when he said Edge, I immediately thought of him coming through that smoke at the end of that. And I want to thank everybody that in the chat that's joining us tonight. We got T Weave here, Heather Whitley. I saw Domino Chris was here tonight. Tony Snow, Tim Robinson. thank y'all for riding along with us tonight. We've enjoyed having you. We appreciate your support as always.
Definitely.
Um,
I know. I wish I could kind of fly around all of. I mean, there's so many great shows going on all the time. You know, I wish I didn't have that dang job, responsibilities. No, I'd be able to go everywhere. You know.
Oh, I know. I mean, March 2nd, Corey Ryan Forster is going to be in Tennessee. I don't have the details, but it's a rumble. It's a rumble, and he's actually going to make his in-ring debut. The Buttercream Dream's actually going to climb through the ropes for a battle royal. And
Rumble?
I mean, I wish I could shoot up. I wish I could shoot up to Tennessee to go see it.
I know.
I'm going to be at City Auditorium in Vicksburg, Mississippi, March 16th.
I plan on being there with you.
Bayou Independent Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that show, we will have the Bayou Independent Wrestling Southern Champion Bam Bam Malone with us. So we'll talk more about it as it gets closer. Our guest next week, you heard Tommy mention Tatum Manning, a former MPX champion. Tatum Manning will be with us next week, and then we will have Aaron Eagle the week after. So you're going to see that Destiny promo. You're going to see that Destiny promo between now and their show on March 16th.
So
just so much quality wrestling out there, and it's there's times I wonder, do I need to be in the ring refereeing? That's all right. We don't mind. That was Emmy Camacho.
I was going to say, is she going to be there?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Emmy's going to be on that show. Cassandra Golden's got her first defense, and I don't think it's against Emmy.
Oh, are you talking about, no, your show? Is she going to be, she's not going to be at the MPX show?
Emmy Camacho? No.
Okay.
Well, I don't think so.
What's Tatum? What's his last name?
Who?
Tatum
Manning.
Who is he? What is he doing at the MPX show? Because Aaron Eagle's fighting Tommy Becker. So what's Tatum?
I don't know
doing?
who his opponent's going to be yet.
Ooh, what if it's Trey Miguel? Because he said they hadn't named who Trey Miguel was going to be wrestling yet, did they?
Yeah, we'll have more details. Ooh. We'll have more details each week. I'm sure Palmer will keep me in the loop, and
like you said,
we're super excited. We're super excited that MPX is.
Yeah, it looks like a great.
Thanks
show.
Enough of us that we can help promote their show, and we're so glad to do it. Everybody there, they're all near. I mean, Richard Hill's the booker. He's been the booker. He's the booker at PCW. He gave me my first break. Tremendous mind for wrestling. MPX runs 52 weeks a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's episodic.
Matt talked about that, right? When he was here with us.
So, you just have so many great choices. And so please, if you're in that area or you're willing to travel, it's well worth the trip. But just to go to such a nice venue. I mean, it's a great venue. It's a great product, and we can't encourage you enough to go out and support them.
Definitely.
Before we get to, since we're talking about championships, why don't we talk about Big Time Belts?
I like it.
Big Time Belts on Facebook. Go to we have our own group, Muhammad Zubair's Making Your Championship Dreams Come True. He can take your concept and put it on leather and metal and give you a championship that you can be so proud of. The Manchester Panthers Player of the Week gets to strut ass around campus with this belt. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. How about fantasy football? We're done with the season, but maybe for next year, go to Big Time Belts and get you a fantasy football belt to be the prize.
I like how they have the plates, everybody's names on it. I like that.
And if I was in a fantasy football league, I'd rather have this than just being able to throw that over my shoulder and taunt my friends. Hey, who's your daddy? That's just how I roll. but he's also doing great work for independent promotions. If you have a promotion and your belt is less than, you're doing the best you can because you're on a shoestring budget, but maybe you've got like a toy belt with stickers on it, you can do better. High quality at low prices. When I tell you, I mean, you can have a championship belt for under $300. That's high quality, television quality belt. But the grand champion tag teams that we're looking at, I mean, look at that backing. I mean, his the leather work that Muhammad Zubair is doing with big time belts is just really, really grown in leaps and bounds just since we've started doing our spots for him. I've been doing business with him for a couple of years now, and I mean, his work just keeps getting better and better. I can't say enough good things about him. His customer service is second to none. The Pennsylvania Grand Champion uses big time belts. The PCW Mid Carolina Heavyweight Champion and the PCW Heavyweight Champion, who I heard Shane Dorsey that it takes a man and a half to be the PCW champion because he's just got to be able to pick up the belt because it's a heavy. I saw what the construction on this belt was. There's so many pieces to it. It's not just one layer of leather. That belt has multiple pieces. It is a creation. It is a piece of art.
It really is.
And I mean, that may be the best belt that he's made so far. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. Reach out to me if you need me to reach out to him to get you hooked up with him and I'd be glad to help you any way I can. He's made belts for the AWA. He's made belts for Battle Zone. He's made belts for SWA. He's made belts for BIW, the BIW tag belts, the ladies championship, all done by Big Time Belts. And we can't thank them enough for sponsoring our program. Big Time Belts.
Thank you, Big Time Belts.
Well, it's that time of the night again. Oh, Tim Robinson. That's a testimonial right there. Tim Robinson just got his first belt. Let me tell you about Tim. Tim and his family used to promote AMW, American Made Wrestling.
Okay.
In the Sulphur Springs in East Texas. Sulphur Springs, Bonham. Actually, when we talk about some of my favorite matches that I've ever refereed, and I tell you the match between Wally Darkman and Robert Evans in Sulphur Springs, Texas, that was for his promotion.
Oh, okay.
One of my favorite places with him and his family. They're great people. Loved working for them. But actually, I provided the championship belts for his promotion to use for the shows because I had belts that I would take to shows. And truthfully, the belts made more money than I did. But he used some of my really cool belts. Sean Davari actually held one of them. But Tim got his first belt today, and while he was at work, so his wife actually got to get his belt before he did. and I told him, I said, that's not a bad thing. My wife gets them before I do because we ship them to where she works, and she'll open the box and check them out. And if there's something that's not right with it, she'll let me know. But because she goes over them with a fine tooth comb. But I told Tim it's good to have them. Let her do it because if she's on board with you, that's the path of least resistance to getting the next one.
No kidding.
Which he's going to do, and I'm excited for him that he's got his AMW heavyweight belt. And if I had a picture queued up, I'd show it to you, and we'll include it in the commercial. We'll include it in the commercial next week for Big Time Belts. But I'm so happy for him that he had an idea what he wanted, and he just told Muhammad what he wanted, and they put the artwork to him and approved it, and it's just And he got it on white leather. I'm so blown away about how great this belt came out for him. It couldn't happen to a better guy.
I cannot wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm super excited for him.
Good deal.
So now let's go on to trivia. Do we want to talk about the Elimination Chamber at all? It's coming up this weekend. I know that Amy's going to get out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch it, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh. But I do think we should pick if you want to, we could maybe say who we think's going to win.
Yeah.
Let me tell you who everybody's in it.
You can, but I know I feel like Drew McIntyre is going to win.
Yeah, I feel like that is.
I would be shocked if Drew McIntyre.
I feel like that's where we're going because that is who will be fighting Seth Rollins, right?
Unless they're going to swerve us, and to Drew's detriment, as obvious as it is, it may not happen. But let's talk about read off who's in the chamber.
Okay, in the men's chamber, it's Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. So if Drew doesn't win, who else would be a logical, exciting choice to go against Seth Rollins, do you think?
On a personal note, I'd love to see Randy Orton get that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But realistically, do we think that Damian Priest is going to cash in on that? I mean, what if Seth Rollins retains and gets cashed in on? It's not a foregone conclusion that Seth Rollins is going to drop the title at WrestleMania.
Right.
But you got Damian Priest in the wings ready to cash in.
Right. And he has to soon, right?
He's got to by July.
Until July? Okay.
He's got till July 1st. I think I would like Logan Paul, but I think Logan Paul will be defending the U.S. Championship. And if I had to guess against who, possibly LA Knight.
So you think maybe something happens in the ring, in the Elimination Chamber to kind of push us in that direction? Because LA Knight's in the match.
Whoever's going to challenge Logan Paul for the United States Championship is going to come out of the Elimination Chamber. I think that storytelling is going to be done.
Right. And Kevin Owens has already wrestled.
I'd like to see Bobby Lashley, honestly. There's nobody in the Elimination Chamber that I don't want to see win it. I could make a case. Randy Orton's a sentimental favorite, and Bobby Lashley is just stuck in that. It's like, I don't know. It's just something. It's like he's there, and it just I want so much for him because he's such a good guy. And then you got Logan Paul, and people hate. I love Logan Paul.
Oh, I think he's incredible.
I think he's incredible. I think but I gravitate to heels. LA Knight, yeah.
I feel like he is coming up on something. You know what I mean? Like the momentum is behind him, whether it be the U.S. title, Intercontinental. Who is the Intercontinental champion?
Gunther.
Oh, Lord, yes. And yes. So I feel like LA Knight is definitely building. He is going to be a champion. I don't know which one, because I'm like you. I think
the matchup for LA Knight and Logan Paul, just something about that that feels like a good matchup to me.
Yeah. The personalities of both of them are really
Randy
over
Orton,
the top. Could be
Randy. I think Randy Orton or Bobby Lashley against Gunther feels good to me.
Yeah, I could. Yes, because you gotta have someone.
In a perfect world, Gunther would have been in this match and would have come out and would have. I think Gunther holding the Intercontinental Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship in both hands. And you've heard me previously say that I thought Gunther should be the guy to unseat Roman.
Yeah.
So I'm high on Gunther.
Yeah.
I'm super high on Gunther. Willie Buck said he's going with Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you tonight, Willie.
I kind of like what you. Yeah, I kind of like what you said though. Between Randy Orton and Bobby Lashley, maybe Randy Orton to take the Intercontinental Champion from Gunther. Because is Bobby Lashley a heel or a face? He's more of a heel, isn't he?
I think he's a face.
Is he not with Street Profits?
He's with the Street Profits and BFAB, but BFAB came out to kind of even the playing field with Valhalla. So
okay.
So I mean, at first I thought they were going to be heels, but then I can't tell. It's shades of gray for sure. So anyway,
I think
who we got in the women's?
Though, there are there could be multiple picks. You can't just decide, oh, it's definitely going to be this. Okay.
And that's what I like about WWE right now. Is there's so much that you can't pick it. I mean, Cody versus Roman is not a slam dunk. What's The Rock going to do? Is The Rock a double agent? Because when he put the hand up with the loser symbol the other night,
Yeah.
Is The Rock the double agent, or is he on board with the bloodline? Or how about Seth? Seth's wearing polka dots the other night too. I popped for the polka dots. What I'm saying is, you don't know that Seth's offering to watch his back.
Yeah.
But to me, the obvious thing is for Seth to turn on him.
Definitely.
And give him the finger that, hey, there you go. My title wasn't good enough for you.
Exactly.
Now, I hope that they don't do that because it's so obvious that I don't want them to do it because the booking's been so good to me.
Right.
To me, doing something that obvious, they're not doing obvious things right now.
Right.
And I can't remember a recent time that wrestling was so good that you couldn't put your finger on what was going to happen. You kind of knew.
I think you're right. I mean, especially this whole Cody coming back and kind of doing this, wanting to finish the story and how long the story's gone on. And then all these other little pieces coming in. You have Gunther, who is, just surpassed Pedro Morales's record. If they are, if there's anything to do with that. And then Roman, we're almost at 1,000 days. So, I mean, and then you have The Rock coming back. So, I mean, you're right. There's tons of stuff going on. And
Roman's way past 1,000 days.
Huh?
Roman's way past 1,000 days.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's something coming up. I don't know. But anyway.
He'd have to hold it till September to take Hogan's.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
But I don't think that's all that important. Our good friend Conrad Thompson made a point about that. Is who's the NBA point leader?
Are you seriously asking me?
Yeah, I mean, but who cares?
Stephen Curry, and I've heard that name before, right?
So he passes Hogan. He's never going to catch Bruno.
Right, and like you said,
so
is that even really? I mean, like,
so it's not even a thing.
Yeah, it was a whole different time. Like, is that even something you try to do?
But it wouldn't surprise me if Cody does not win the title at WrestleMania.
I don't know. I just am like, you know what I think? This is okay. Let me tell you what I was thinking. I think Seth and Cody will be a tag against The Rock and Roman the first night. Okay.
I think that we'll find that out at the Elimination Chamber.
Well, but I think Roman pins Cody. Okay. Which shakes his, obviously, shakes his mind and, kind of doesn't know if he can do it. And then I think he goes to the second night as the complete underdog, hadn't got beats, head down, whatever. And then the fans rally and he wins night 2. He wins the championship night 2. So I think he loses first. And Roman is like all like, "Oh, I
What if-
beat you, I beat you."
What if Seth Rollins gets cashed in on at WrestleMania Night 1 at that tag match?
That'd be interesting.
And
And then
the
Damian Priest has to
winner of the
wrestle.
Elimination Chamber would have to challenge Damian Priest.
And Damian Priest is the tag team champion, right? Him and Finn Balor?
Yes.
So then they may even already have a match. What if Damian Priest tags in? Is Seth Rollins wrestling anybody this weekend?
No.
Oh, darn. Okay, never mind.
No, Priest has even said he can't cash in on him because he's not cleared to wrestle.
Oh. But see, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. There's all kinds of things. That's what I
The
kind of like
obvious
that
thing
idea.
for me is you cash in on a one-legged Seth Rollins while he's doing an interview.
Yeah, but you can't
let him heal up.
Yeah. Is there, after Elimination Chamber, is it go straight into WrestleMania? There's not another one, is there?
No, that's it.
That's it. Interesting.
So who's in the
women's? Sorry. Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel. Sorry, my bad.
And they're going to challenge Rhea.
And that is who will challenge Rhea. Now, Rhea will be wrestling Nia Jax at the Elimination Chamber. So it's whoever, between them two, whoever wins, which I would assume would be Rhea.
It's going to be. I can't see a scenario that Rhea loses in Australia.
No, I can't either.
I think it's going to be a good match.
I think this Elimination Chamber is going to be good because, again, I'm not super sure who. I mean, I feel like Becky's really leaning in on it, but I don't know if Becky needs a title. Like, I feel like she's kind of getting to that point where she is going to be, she's going to put on great matches as it is. Does she really need the title like a Raquel Rodriguez or to be in that title match? But
I think it's going to be Becky for the marquee. Liv Morgan, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Liv Morgan stands a good chance.
Well, and she kind of has a built-in story, right, with Rhea. That's kind of the whole.
Yes.
But I do like Tiffany Stratton being in it and Raquel Rodriguez, like these newer names. Like, it's not just, like they're building people, they're putting people in these kind of main events.
Well, I think that. Becky, Bianca, and Liv are your built-in stories with Rhea.
Right.
I'm a huge fan of Tiffany Stratton.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why.
No, I think she's extremely talented. And you know who her boyfriend is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good work, my friend.
Ludwig.
Yes.
What did you think? I was talking about her wrestling abilities.
Don't try to walk it back.
No, that's what I was talking about. I mean, she's very good in the ring. I figured you would recognize that. What are you talking about?
Huh.
I don't know. Anyway,
okay.
I don't know. That's all you. All right.
What's that smell? I smell bullshit.
I don't know what you're talking about. How about we do a little Elimination Chamber trivia to get us all ready for that 4 o'clock? I think it's 4 a.m. my time. 5 a.m. if you're on the Eastern Coast, I guess. I don't think, but the best thing when will it replay? Because I was going to say I might be able to get
it'll replay after. You can't join it until it's completely over.
Okay.
I mean, you can join it live, but you can't start it over from the beginning.
Right. So, like, if I don't get up till 9, right, and so it'll already be over, will it be replayed so I can watch it like it's new?
Yeah, you want to wait because I made that mistake. I made that mistake with the last pay per view that I didn't get in on time,
The Royal
and
Rumble.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and I got it spoiled for me because I clicked in thinking it was time for it to start over,
Oh.
and
You saw someone hoisting the belt and be like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh. All right, let's do a little elimination chamber so we can all go home, go to bed. All right. At what pay-per-view event did the Elimination Chamber debut in 2002? Was it No Way Out, Judgment Day, Survivor Series, or Vengeance? It was not its own pay-per-view yet. It was an event, and it debuted in 2002. What are you thinking, Dave? Is it A, No Way Out, B, Judgment Day, C, Survivor Series, or D, Vengeance?
I'm gonna say it was No Way Out.
Oh,
But Tim says it was the Survivor Series at MSG. Terry agrees with him. Heather Whitley agrees with him. I got a feeling I'm wrong.
I have a feeling that our chat's very smart people, and it was Survivor Series. Very good.
Hey, I don't know what the questions are, but is there a question as to who created the Survivor Series? I mean, created the Elimination Chamber?
Mm-mm.
Here's your bonus content. Who created, and I'm putting quotation marks, in the kayfabe world, who is the creator of the Elimination Chamber? Do you know, Amy?
I do. Yes, I do know. I will say this:
You want to share it with
the
the class?
elimination chamber is a combination of the Hell in a Cell, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and War Games concepts, all rolled up in one.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool if you think about it. It really is.
Do you prefer the original Elimination Chamber, or do you like this more safe looking one?
Well, I feel like as I've gotten older and the mom in me likes safety, like it just, I mean, but still they take some massive bumps and they're getting thrown into the plexiglass and, you know,
And it was Eric Bischoff, y'all. Y'all are correct. Amy didn't say it, but it was Eric
I'm
Bischoff.
sorry.
I always have questioned how smart it is to have the Elimination Chamber before WrestleMania. It just seems like you're rolling the dice, asking for an injury.
Sure.
Because even the new, safer looking version of it, there's so
Mhm.
much that they can get hurt on in there.
Oh my God, yes.
I
But
mean, but WWE's. Let's talk about Raw last night. I had the pleasure of watching the first hour of Raw with Eric Bischoff last night over on Ad Free Shows. I hosted a watch along. And Eric was blown away at the quality of the program. Just the production values that they put a multi segment match on early. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, great storytelling, awesome match. But that's a pay-per-view premium live event quality matchup on television. I mean, last night's show was great, but to me, man, you're risking your top talent in WrestleMania season because you've already got Seth hurt. You've already lost Punk. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what though?
But I mean, they're so deep that they're rolling the dice and producing this great content.
Well, but with them having two belts, this is a great way to give a challenger to the other belt that didn't, like
right.
Whoever gets picked. So you kind of see why they have it. But you're right. I mean, but Seth got hurt. I mean, in a regular match. Punk got hurt, he was number 27 in the Royal Rumble. So it's not like he was number 1. And, he was in
And I
the match
like that
5
there's no
minutes and
title
got hurt.
defense.
Yeah.
They're not titled. They were title defenses for a few years in the chamber.
Yeah.
And then where you could have actually changed the belt, and who the guy challenged at Royal Rumble wasn't the champion anymore. Could have possibly not been the champion for WrestleMania. I'm just saying that it just seems like it's always a greater risk than reward.
Right. Well,
So,
I guess, like I said, if they didn't have the 2 belts and to find contenders, and this is a great way, like I said, and I'd hate to be like, people, like I said, Seth Rollins got hurt on TV. It wasn't like he was in like a huge, and like I said, CM Punk got hurt, I don't know, 5-10 minutes into the Royal Rumble. So, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but you know what I'm saying? They get hurt regardless. So I guess they, like you said, roll the dice.
And let's circle back to Raw when we get through with trivia, because there's a few things I want to. Did you watch Raw last night?
I did watch parts of it.
Okay, then I got some things I want to talk to you about it. Just general things, but we'll get to it after the trivia. I digress.
I do want to say the creation of the Elimination Chamber is not credited to Eric Bischoff in research. It's actually credited to Triple H.
But the on-screen creator was Eric Bischoff.
Yes, it was. Yes.
That's why I said the kayfabe creator.
Yes. Well, yes. So, but I just wanted to, yes.
He got the credit. He was the general manager that presented the concept.
Yes, definitely. But behind the scenes, it was Triple H.
Right. I know. Yeah.
Okay. Number 2. What year was the Elimination Chamber established as its own yearly pay-per-view? Was it 2009, 2010, 2011, or 2012?
Man.
A, B, C, or D, guys.
I wouldn't have thought it'd been that long ago. I didn't realize it had been a pay-per-view for that long.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd have asked me to guess the year, I would have probably said 2017.
Really?
So I'm going to go 2012.
Okay, we got 2012. We got some in the chapter. Going to go with C, 2011. Anybody else out there want to make a guess? It was actually
T-Weave said he's going with C every time unless he knows. So the C is for consistent.
C is for consistent. It's actually B. It was 2010.
That blows my mind that this is the 14th Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
I realize how long it's been since Bischoff was there, but I'm talking about actually naming it a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't seem like it's been, the years.
It actually replaced the No Way Out pay-per-views. So they took away the no Way Out and went with the Elimination Chamber. Number C. Number 3. What year was the first women's Elimination Chamber? Was it 2017, 18, 19, or 20?
I'm definitely going 17 on that. There's a reason that 2017 was sticking in my head.
Okay. Terry says C. Anybody else want to take a gander? Well, Pondwater left. We got some D's. Actually, it was B, 2018. In the first women's elimination chamber, you had Alexa Bliss beating Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Sonya Deville. Those were the 6 ladies who were in the first elimination chamber match. Next question. Who can claim the most victories in the men's elimination chamber? Is it Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan, or John Cena?
Well, we started it in 2010.
No, it started in 2002. It became its own pay-per-view in 2010. I promise you.
The Elimination Chamber's been around for 22 years.
Yes.
Good Lord. Suck me off with a breast pump. Shit.
Is that a saying in Mississippi?
It was a saying. It was a saying when I heard that when I was a kid.
You heard that when you were a kid?
I did.
Do they even have breast pumps when you were a kid?
Do they have them now?
No, when you were a kid. Who do you think?
I'd like to remind everybody.
Lord. Yeah,
And
really.
I'm feeling
it's a
it.
saying now.
I mean, I'm really having a hard time with this, knowing that this concept is 24 years old. Jesus, Louises, I can't even wrap my brain around this.
It was something they created after WCW. You know, they bought out, and Eric. You know, so I know it is kind of crazy. I mean, it just you don't think about it like that, but yeah, it's been around for quite a while.
Suck me off with a breast pump will be a shirt at jumpinthepond.com.
Bless. The answer is A, Triple H. Willie Buck got that one right. And T Weave got that one right.
I would have guessed Triple H if I wouldn't been just so floored by that the Elimination Chamber is of legal drinking age.
Yeah, pretty much. It can smoke and gamble and drink at this point, really.
Mm.
Triple H has had 4 victories. That is the most. Brock Lesnar's only had 1. Daniel Bryan has won it 3 times, and John Cena has won it 3 times. And I do want to say this. Randy Orton will set the record for the most appearances in an Elimination Chamber at 9. Come this Saturday. It will be his 9th appearance, and that is the record.
All right.
All right. Next question. Who won last year's men's Elimination Chamber? Was it Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Bronson Reed, or Austin Theory?
It was Seth. I got pissed.
Does anybody want to tell Dave why he's wrong? It was for the U.S. title.
Oh, that was Austin. Oh, that was Austin Theory.
It was Austin Theory who's won last year. Yep. Now, this is fill in the blank. Last question. What was special about the women's elimination match that took place February 17th, 2019?
I know.
What?
Did it take place in Saudi Arabia?
That's not what makes it special. No, it was not. It did not take place in Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
Sorry to squelch you.
I don't know.
Anybody in the chat know? What is special about that women's elimination match that took place February 17th, 2019? Anybody want to take a guess? Everybody tired? C. Listen to Terry. C.
Tim says it was the main event.
Okay. Let's see. It was tag team elimination match to crown the inaugural women's tag team belts, which were won by the, Sasha Banks and Bailey. The hug, what were they called? Something and hug.
The boss and
the boss and hug connection. Was it the boss? I don't remember. But it crowned the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team.
So the Women's Elimination Chamber match was tag teams.
In 2019, yes.
Oh, I wouldn't have never in a million years have guessed that.
Yep. They have had men tag team Elimination Chamber matches too. I think it's been those twice. Either. I think it's been twice. But yep, that's how Bailey and Sasha became the inaugural tag team champions, was an Elimination Chamber match. And there you go, folks. Hopefully you learned a little something about the Elimination Chamber coming up.
The Boston Hug connection is correct.
It is.
Thank you, T-Weave.
Something it just didn't sound right, but do appreciate you very much for checking on that for us. So hopefully you learned a little bit. I will watch it this weekend. I don't know if I'll be up at 4. I really don't want to be up at 4 to watch it, but I do hope
I'll be at my daughter's house, so I mean we're going to go to Texas to see my kids this weekend.
Mhm.
So I may watch it at some point during the day, but I won't be watching it live.
Yeah, me neither. Bless their hearts, or on Raw. I know you want to talk a little bit about that. I did see where they were showing the graphic of like what time you should watch it, what time you should be up to watch this show. So what are your thoughts about Raw?
Samantha, the ring announcer.
Mm-hmm.
Best ring announcer WWE's ever had.
You think better than Howard Finkel? I mean, that's a hard one to. I don't know.
Fink's iconic.
Right.
Fink's iconic. He was a true ring announcer.
Mm-hmm.
But did Fink do much on television once Raw started?
Well, but I don't think the announcer were supposed to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they brought in Michael Buffer just to do that one, to do that.
Fink's iconic and new. I mean,
yes.
No disrespect to Fink, but I'm talking about your week in and week out. Chimmel, Lillian Garcia,
Justin Roberts.
I think that Samantha is the best ring announcer that WWE's ever had.
Agree to disagree. I think.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm just that impressed with her.
Oh yeah, she's very impressive. I totally agree.
And I mean, the little nuances, and I noticed that she introduced Chelsea Green with her little change at Chelsea. I mean, they said that they told her to quit doing that, and she's back to doing it, which is great. But I mean, when she introduces Gunther and Ludwig, she's just so good, and what she does it with such enthusiasm. That stood out. That was one of my observations. Another thing that I noticed last night were I liked that they kissed Netflix's ass on national television.
No kidding. And Netflix seemed
they all stood up, beer in their hand. Hey, I mean, it was like listen, these are the people from Netflix. They gave us $5 billion. I mean, they were all over that.
And they had the UFC fighter and the boxer. I mean, it was really
that's going to come back to haunt me.
No kidding. That will be a shirt. Your picture.
Oh, God, but I hope Chris McDonald doesn't ever see that.
But seriously, though, you're right. I mean, there was a lot of cross promotion. I think that's the kind of stuff you're going to see going forward. But you're right. Netflix looked super excited to be there.
But the UFC crossover.
Definitely.
They actually let that guy cut a promo on Conor McGregor. And it's not lost on me that the WrestleMania sign was in full view behind him.
Definitely.
I mean, they made a deal where they're going to cross promote in that Anaheim arena that they were in last night.
Well, and they even had the rodeo guy. I mean, it was not.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was anybody and everybody. They had everybody there.
It's just all kind of loosey goosey. I love Pat McAfee, Michael Cole. Man, Michael Cole seems like a different announcer without being yelled at in his earpiece.
Actually trusting him to do his job.
He's doing it. I mean, they're out there. They're just keeping it loose and talking shit about people. And I loved it. But the UFC and WWE are going to have weekend events there 3 times.
Yeah.
So it's like added value, but they really seem to be taking advantage of the cross promotion. And how cool would it be if we see a UFC event with a WWE background, with with that setup, the Tron, all they got to do is change the ring out to an octagon.
Yeah.
And I think that immediately ups UFC's production value immensely.
Yes, I definitely noticed that too. I mean, like I said, I wasn't able to sit and watch the whole thing, from start to finish, but you could definitely get that vibe, and I liked it. I'm like you, I liked it. I liked
I
how.
thought that the atmosphere, the vibe of the show was just really something.
Mhm. And I think too, I feel like we are building momentum to the Elimination Chamber, to WrestleMania, and that's the kind of stuff that you like seeing. Like it's getting better and better. It's getting more. Like you said, you just really don't know how this story is going to end and which way they're going to go.
I'm putting this on the screen for a reason, WWE and chill. So
Mhm.
when this becomes a thing that T-Weave did it here and it's documented for our gimmick attorney, Mike Dawkins, because you know that WWE be stealing shit. Yeet.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
So
And they
that's
have
a
a
hell
lot
of an
more
idea
money
right
than us,
there.
so
That's a hell of an idea right there. We'll see. I think it's just the
or
fact
even
that
what
you have all that stuff in there already, so there's no reason not to use it if you're doing joint road crew things.
2024 is gonna be a great year. We've got a lot of great wrestling ahead of us. It's only February.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Oh,
Jump over to jumpinthepond.com. We have new merch. I'm a elderly. That seems to be what's popped everybody that's watched the Cannonball videos. That seems to be the number one comment. I've got an old friend, Supreme, that I knew back in the day from the belt groups, that he pointed out that I said that. There was a BIW fan that watched it today that got all over her that I said she didn't say it right, but I mean that elderly comment has been jumped on. So
I'm an elderly.
I'm an elderly. I didn't say Ann.
I
I'm
think
a elderly.
I'm an elderly.
That's how I said it.
You did. It was because you were so scared.
I was one of the wrestlers actually watched that video and said, "Oh, you raised your knee up." And it hurt like hell.
I
It was
bet.
not, I mean, nobody told me though. I mean, but I just reacted to it
I was
because
gonna say that's a reflex, isn't it? Like,
I'm scared as hell. Chops are one thing. I mean, chops are going to suck. Chops are what they are. Taking that cannonball, that did it. I much respect, and next time somebody tries to tell me I hear when somebody say wrestling's fake, I'm gonna slap shit out of them because
that didn't look fake.
it ain't fake, y'all. That shit hurt.
We do want to ask all of you all that are listening to us, make sure you go over to the Pondwater Dave or the Talking Wrestling with Pondwater Dave YouTube channel, subscribe, hit like, send it out to your friends. Dave will do more crazy stunts as we are climbing. I don't know what we are at subscriber wise now. Do you?
324. We had gained 2 today before the podcast.
Before the podcast.
For 400, I'm taking for 400, I believe it was a double chop from Angel Camacho.
Yeah.
And
and
I don't think I got a choice on that. And that was all Angel's idea. And I think he just wants to do it. I mean, that's just like, he just really wants to do it.
Well, and I'm with you. I think if Angel said, like, how are we going to convince Angel no, right?
Yeah.
The 450-pound behemoth that he is, how are we going to say no?
We're not.
We're not. We have merch. We have a YouTube. Hopefully you enjoy us because you're joining us. Share us. Please share us with your friends. We're trying to grow. We're here to we want to help expand and promote independent wrestlers, independent promotions. We want to let you all know about all these great things that are going on out there in the, in the states around us, and in weekend adventures that you could be taking. So please subscribe, like us, pass along to your friends. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're begging you. Just click that subscribe button. Help us out.
Help us out.
And we'll be back next week with Tatum Manning. Week after that, we'll have Aaron Eagle. Week after that, we'll have Bam Bam Malone. Coming up soon, we'll have Caleb Conley, Caleb with a K. We're going to have, and King Rob Love will be joining us soon. And maybe having something coming up with Brandon Turner and Vladimir Koloff.
Oh, Lord.
That won't be the regular, but will be some bonus content for their upcoming Mississippi Rumble.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
in the works.
I've seen that. That'll be awesome. Awesome. And we'll keep you all updated on all the greatest things that are going on out there, all the promotions that we've talked to before, and all the independent wrestlers. Every weekend, they're grinding. They're out there putting on the great shows, and we just want to keep reminding you all to get out there and see these great talents that are going on.
Without question. We want to thank our guest, MPX champion, the Tommy Becker.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here again next week for the First Lady of the Sid Vicious Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn, for the absent Justin Davis.
Who? No.
Oh, trust me, hashtag basketball widows are going to be a shirt at jumpinthepond.com soon. I'm Pond Water Dave, and we are out of here.